Good afternoon from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 6:46 p.m. on the 15th of January 2024. Didn't get muddled this time. I've got the right year this time. I've had a lovely afternoon and early evening. I visited my friend Lynn and her neighbour Annette, who recently had major surgery and was proudly showing off all her surgical wounds, as you do when you've just had surgery. So that was all very, awe-inspiring. And so I took a lovely photo of her with her little dog Honey, and then she went home to rest, and I stayed the rest of the afternoon and evening with Lynn, and yeah, we had a lovely time, but the hours just went by. I was there for 6 hours. Even Lynn said, "Where does the time go?" So, but we've been long time friends, and so things just naturally flow and have a tendency to overstay my welcome too, which is that. But she's never annoyed by that. She's always happy to see me, which is how you know you are truly loved, right? So yes, I'm very happy and grateful for true friends, and I've made a Chinese chicken noodle of some kind soup that I bought in Golden Circle, so we'll see what that's like. And I was going to cook a proper meal today, but after being out all day I can't really be asked, so I've got some nice beef stir fry in the fridge, and I was going to make like a beef stir fry sort of peanut satay type thingy with hokkien noodles, and I was kind of looking forward to it, and then I just thought, Matt, it can wait till tomorrow. This is the joys of being single, people. If you don't feel like cooking, or you don't want to cook, or you never want to cook again as long as you live, you find sneaky little ways to get around it, right? Well, there you go. Now, all my potential love partners that have got all these sweet little longing yearnings for me just went, oh dear God, moving on. I need to find a woman that cooks. And I get it. I need to find a woman that cooks too. But I did make the terrible mistake of telling my friend Scott that I needed a real man, and that my husband, I had lost all respect for him because I had to be man all the time. And I don't know what made me say that. It was quite bizarre, actually. I was on my 4th Jack Daniels and I wasn't drunk, but, what do they say about drunks and truth? It always comes out in the end. So anyway, I haven't made myself look good. I've admitted that I don't like cooking and that I'm looking for a real man. And so he told me that there are no real men, and I'll never find one in the club. And then I was a bit distraught about that. But then I got home and I thought of what he's really saying is, he wants me to have the best possible outcome for me, right? A man who truly, deeply loves me and isn't going to play me for an idiot like has happened in the past. And so I honour that true friendship and genuine care and honour and respect of actually worrying about me and my future, right? But anyway, I need to worry about my own self and my own future. And I'm sipping sangria again in celebration of my honesty and my vulnerability and my sweetness. And in celebration of my freedom, which comes at extremely high prices. It's not monetary per se, but it kind of is when you don't have a partner to help bring in money into the family coffers and improve your lot. You're kind of fucked from the outset. But it's better than being fucked by a man that doesn't love you like I had in my marriage, which was really just beyond awful. So, as I often say, je ne regrette rien. So I maintain my freedom and my wildness, and at the price that I pay for my isolation, marginalisation, and occasional loneliness, and the need to sip sangria and eat noodles and think about all the people who love me deeply and truly and sweetly. Oh, that is good. who are my true and loving and loyal and protective and caring friends. And I'm blessed by that and grateful for that much. Because without that, I would have nothing and no one. And that would be indeed a bit terrifying. But I guess I'd even get accustomed to that. So I've decided to continue with my usual readings. I haven't done a pre-run read-through, so I don't know what I'm going to surprise myself and you with, YouTube audience and friends and family and compatriots, but I'm sure there'll be something of interest in here. There usually is, because I go into my mad little shamanic, meditative kind of ramblings, and there's usually some stream of consciousness that even I'm like, my God, you're a bizarre genius, Tanya Aarons. And that was meant as an insult once, right? But I claimed it because it was too perfect. I'm a bizarre genius. But don't worry, darlings. I have sangria. What do you have? You only have the bizarre. And I have the genius. And if we got it together, we would be bizarrely ingenious, right? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, you can't take life too seriously, my darlings. So we continue today's readings. My laptop just informed me that it's sunset, which is almost correct, but it's cute how it informs me when it's sunset. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years, one season following another. There will be happiness and tears. Not if I have anything to do with it. There'll be no more tears, baby. I'm looking forward to a life of sanguinity amidst the sangria and the bathos. I'm looking forward to par excellence avec mes bons chéris. Mon bon cher? It'll be mon bon cher. Avec mes bons chers, I don't know how to say true love in French. It'll be something amour, truest, deepest, amour. Oh my God, I'm so pathetic, but I was always romantic, even as a young teenage girl. I used to read Victoria Holt novels and some other romance writer. What was her name? It'll come to me later. But anyway, that's why I'm so damaged and broken, because I bought into the bullshit and the fantasies of romance and sweetness and happy ever after. It could happen one day. Victoria Holt. Now, what was the other one? She was infamous. She was infamous because she was a very prolific writer. I can see her now with a weird hairdo. She was English. It'll come to me. You're all screaming her name out right now, going, come on, you know it well. Anyway, I don't read romance novels anymore. I had to get real. Sometime in 1994, when my husband took me, my children, my best friend out in a boat and basically threatened to drown us all, ran out of petrol deliberately, and I just lay very calmly and sanguinely. Didn't have sangria in those days, but I was sanguine nevertheless, because I had fucking already realised I was about to lose everything anyway. So his vague threats of killing me were just water off a duck's back, really. And I said to him, that's okay, Michael, the kids have life jackets, they'll float for quite a while in the ocean. I said, the only thing I'm worried about is sharks, particularly, white sharks. What are they called? White sharks, white something sharks. And, the bull sharks and the nurse sharks. And the Irukandji jellyfish, which I think they're further up north. I said, so I've done a statistical analysis, and our chances of surviving in the Moreton Bay, but somewhere between Kuchi-Mudlow Island and the mainland for a few hours, is pretty good. I said, Jared and I, however, might get a bit tired because we don't have life jackets, so we're basically fucked. Jared looks at me and starts panicking, right? And it's all right, Jared, just go, keep him company, that thing that I was married to. I said, I'll just lie in the back here reading Woman Who Runs with Wolves. So every time Michael would say, we're all going to drown, I'd be like, yeah, I'm on chapter 7, something, a woman runs with wolves. We're going nowhere, baby, because your wife is running with the wolves as we speak. And I don't know, maybe he changed his mind, or maybe he chickened out on drowning his own beautiful children. But anyway, he didn't go through with the threat and ended up panicking and calling Air Sea Rescue and making a complete goose of himself because he tried to bribe them with $50, which seems to be my death price because he paid someone else $50 to, strangle me. But anyway, he bribed them with $50, and they were trying to explain politely that they were volunteer Air Sea Rescue personnel and that they can't accept cash money. And so my stupid ex-husband said to them, oh, but just accept it as a donation then. So they did. They must have thought he was a right wally. I just looked at him and thought, I could have done with that $50, you tight fucking bastard. But anyway, never mind, darlings, never mind. Life went on. And it was quite funny though, because when they came to bring their boat alongside our boat and throw us a rope, he got so excited and squealed like a schoolboy and said, oh, they've come to save us, and didn't know how to grab onto the rope. They had to throw it in 3 times, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I should have just screamed, he's threatened to kill us and have us drown in Moreton Bay, and you need to arrest him for threatening to manslaughter us. And then I would have still had my business, my house, my company cars, and my swimming pool, and the lifestyle to which I'd grown a little bit accustomed to. But I was having to prostitute myself in the institution of marriage to a man that had no respect for me and backstabbed me to every family member I had, all my staff, customers. I mean, he really was foul. This isn't sangria talking, I've only just started, darlings. This is the bare, bald facts of the situation at hand in 1994, which was why not very long after, about 6 months later, I actually ended that marriage. It had already ended a long time prior to that, but I made it official and said, this marriage is over, honey. So when I say to my beautiful, gorgeous, handsome and very kind and loving and supportive male friends, who are not available, by the way, because they're married, when I say to them, point me to a real man, because I lost all respect for my husband when I was married, because I had to be the man all the time, including keeping a clear head when he was threatening to drown myself, my best friend and my children, and keep reading Woman Who Runs with the Wolves very, very assiduously and basically tune the motherfucker out. This is partly what I mean when I say I need a real man, as in a man who loves me deeply and honours me deeply, and would never choose to threaten, abuse, dehumanise, rape, torture, or otherwise degrade me, like I had a lifetime of with my first husband and subsequent lovers, right? Because I'm done with that horse shit. So anyway, my lovely friend Scott said, there'll never be a real man for you in this club, and I got a bit upset, I must admit. But it's okay. He didn't mean it in a nasty, negative way. He's just being protective, letting me know, kind of roundabout, I want the best for you, Tanya, and you need the best, and you need someone who adores you and treats you with decency and generosity and kindness, which I do. I truly do. But, I'm old now. I'm fucking nearly 59. So where am I going with this? Living in fairyland, hoping against hope to find my truest, deepest lover man, right? It's ridiculous. So I'll eat my fucking noodles, and I'll drink my fucking sangria, and I'll sing my fucking swan songs. No aphrodisiac like loneliness. You shouldn't leave me alone. But here's the irony, right? It's my shadow. Perfectly okay on my own. I've survived on my own for 29 years. 29 years as of the 1st of January, mind you. So 29 years and 14 days. So when I get a bit silly and look at you with deep yearning and longing and a little bit of a glimmer of lust in my eyes, remember, I'm a real woman who does need a real man, but I'm not out to hurt anyone. I'm not. I just want my own man who loves me dearly and can be there with me. And one day, I don't know how, I don't know when, and I certainly don't know who, but it could happen, right? Miracles happen every day, usually to other women, but it's okay. I won't be bitter, I will be better, and I'll eat my noodles. And I will celebrate my survival to thrival on planet Earth, on Gaia, against all the odds. And I'll stay beautiful, and I'll stay cool, and I'll stay sanguine. And I'll just stay in love with my beautiful friends who I can see do love me back. Truly, deeply, meaningfully. They just, they're not able to be in partnership with me, and I get it. I do get it. And I'm not pushing the envelope. Sometimes I flirt a little bit, just to feel alive, but they know I go home alone to my last remaining pet, my beautiful bird Charlie, who, by the way, was very happy to see me today because I've been gone most of the day. And, I'm just living as clean and clear and respectfully and honouringly as I can. And every now and then I think about what could be, and, the temptations swirl around my little brain, and I have to remember honour and integrity, darlings. The right man will choose me morning, noon and night by his own heart, mind, body and soul, with deep honour and respect for me, and won't abuse me and won't let me down and won't neglect or abandon me. So there is that. You should have a look at the night sky as the sun is setting. The sun's setting in the east, so this is the south, or the south. Sorry, the sun. Did I say the east? The sun's setting in the west. So this is the southeasterly perspective, but yeah, it's kind of interesting, greenish, weirdish tinge of colour. But I take note of the skyline, people. It's an old habit of mine. I come from seafaring folk. Can you tell? A bit wild and tempestuous myself. Oh, yeah, on that note, on the wild and tempestuous, my daughter, when she came back, my daughter's an actor by profession. So she came back from London and Ireland. She lived in Cork and Ireland and in London for about 3 years. And she came back early 2018, and she brought me back this beautiful card, which it's reversed in the screen, but it says, honour, riches, marriage blessing, what does it say? Long continuance and increasing hourly joys be still upon you. And it's from The Tempest. Good old William Shakespeare, right? And she wrote, it was a birthday card that year. Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. Hope you had the best days ever and that you enjoy your presents finally. He. Love always, Crystal. Kiss, kiss, kiss. It's very sweet and adorable. She did bring home lovely presents from England. She brought me my beautiful purple top hat and my beautiful Viking torque bracelet or bangle. So there is that, right? Oh, I'm spitzing like a hog. It's hot out there. By the gods, it's hot. It's nice in here, though. So anyway, so there is that. She sport me lavishly in 2018, and that was her blessing and her prayer and her manifestation for her mother was to find a marriage blessing, which would be nice, although I'm not really planning on getting married again, but stranger things could be known to happen. And anyway, that was back in, that was my birthday, so it was April 2018. And here we are, almost 6 years later. Still waiting, right? Still waiting for the one to decide that I am his most gorgeous, most precious, most beloved, desired personage, queen to his king, because I don't want any more lackluster lost boys. We had a fair share of those in the last decade. Well, we didn't have any in the last 8 years, but prior to that, oh, the lost boys that came and went. Oh, dear goddess. Anyway, I'm not Wendy from Peter Pan or J.M. Barrie's story. I am the Tanya, and I am the thriver, and I have overcome many, many, many terrible things. So I need a king to my queen who can keep up with my Viking berserker, mummity, thriver, persona, right? Yes. And it's possible there's a man out there who's a perfect match for me energetically, who will adore me. I know this because I'm starting to see them all flicker up and light up, right? And the one destined to be my partner will consistently show his true heartfelt intentions. And to be fair, I'm seeing that also. I'm a little bit freaked out about it because I don't know if it's a game or if he's genuinely serious, but time will tell who is the one that chooses to be with me, right? I know, and I know I'm an oddball. I know. I'm unique and I'm unusual. And that's part of my charm, really. That I'm unique and unusual. By the gods, if you had a childhood like mine, and 20s and 30s and 40s and even early 50s like mine, you'd be a bit unique and unusual too. So, tolerance and compassion is needed, but that also cuts both ways, right? Sometimes I forget that other people may have stuff going on that is beyond their control too. The gods can be a bit cruel and a bit capricious, quite frankly, but they're showing me possibilities that I never imagined before 5 years ago when my beautiful daughter gave me that lovely birthday card and Mother's Day card. Actually, 5 years and 9 months, almost 6 years ago. My gosh, time has slipped away on us, hasn't it? We've wasted so much time worrying about stupid things instead of the important things, which are to love the ones who love you back and to honour them with integrity and genuine care and compassion and sweetness. And forget the rest. All the rest of the bullshit that's gone on in 4 years wasn't important. It's just a massive distraction from what is real, which is love. Real love, authentic love, caring love, nurturing love, honouring love, agape love. That's at the end of the day, if we should all, God forbid, die tomorrow in some horrific cataclysm, which I hope never manifests, but one never knows in life. The only thing we will take with us into the next dimension is love. The love in our emotions and, the love, people, the love. Oh, geez, I sound drunk and I'm not even drunk. I'm just very happy today. I'm very, very grounded and happy today. Probably because I had a bloody good dance and a bloody good mosh on Friday night. Did me the power of good. And being surrounded by people who genuinely see me and value me is also soul nourishing and nurturing and wonderful. Here's a photo of me looking extremely serious because I'm holding up, look a bit school mamish here, I'm holding up a sign from Yom HaShoah, like Remembrance Day of the Holocaust, saying we remember, and in front of it I put the rock, that memorial rock that Case brought back from Middle Baldora on one of his last visits to that concentration camp that he languished in. And it was the 75th anniversary of the Shoah, the Holocaust. So I put that little rock in front to show which concentration camp he was in. So you can see I'm not a liar about my very ignoble parenting, and I truly am the de facto stepdaughter of a concentration camp survivor. So you know now that when I go on, bang my breasts and go on about it, beat my drum, that I'm absolutely telling the truth, all right? And you can take of that what you will. My true friends know I 99.9% tell the truth and only lie in very unusual circumstances. And my enemies, well, they're your enemies for a reason. They're going to make up whatever shit they feel like making up on every given day because they're writhing in envy and spite over my mere existence on this planet. They're probably enemies left over from other lifetimes where, I don't know, I forgot to fuck them, or maybe I killed them or something. Who knows what their agenda was, but oh, by gods, I had some awful enemies at the casino in the day, I really did. That was a writhing cesspit of enmity. Here's looking at you kids. I survived. I'm surrounded by beautiful people who love me now, so ha, the joke's on you, right? Anyway, here we go. Continue with my readings. So I posted that photo of me with the rock from Middle Baldora. The symbolism of that rock was that when Case was first taken to Nordhausen, the mountain Nordhausen, where they built that, literally dug the tunnel of Middle Baldora into the side of the mountain. They were digging into it. There were no proper roads and everything was mud and slush. So in summer it wasn't too bad, but in the bitter winters in Germany, it was mud and slush. And of course the prisoners, who were all starved and dehydrated most of the time, literally had to drink their own urine sometimes, or lick the moisture off the side of the walls of the tunnel they had dug themselves. Condensation, that's the word. They would literally lick that for moisture. But they would stumble and fall in the thick, heavy mud, walking in and out of the camp every morning, going in, and every night coming out before they went to their dormitories for the few hours of sleep they were allowed, by the way. They were all slave labourers, and it was harrowing. So if they stumbled and fell, which was considered a sign of weakness by the Nazi guards, they would shoot them. So they all made it a habit and a practice after the first few weeks, when they realised that they were damned if they do and damned if they didn't, of gathering up a rock and put it in their pockets, and as they walked in the one road that went into the tunnels, the prisoners would drop a rock, and gradually over a span of weeks and months they built up a kind of a cobbled little road where there was less mud, and they could actually traverse across it without stumbling and falling and being shot by some fucking animal. So as you can see, I have no pride at all in my German ancestry from that time period at all. They really were animals, what they did to Jewish and non-Jewish prisoners in the concentration camps. So that rock is a symbol of their determination to survive and thrive, by the way, babies. Throwing the rock down so they wouldn't stumble and fall anymore, and therefore were not quite so likely, apart from stumbling from sheer exhaustion, to be shot in the head. So that's the meaning behind that little memorial rock. Dark, I know, but it's a true story. It really happened, people. So anyway, carry on. That photo's from 15th of January 2020. I'm going to have another glass of wine. I've been another sip of wine. So carry on from 15th of January 2023, 10:48 p.m. I'm hot and sweaty and my bones ache, but I have finished setting up my new cabinet. There are 3 shopping bags of beads that I could not fit, so there will be more Tetrising in the coming days. Tetris is a game on Sega Mega Drive where you've got to fit together, or the like a puzzle where you've got to fit everything to match perfectly. So yeah, I called it Tetrising. Oh my God, it really was Tetrising too. I broke some small glass bottles, so I had to vacuum as well, which is always a royal pain in the ass when that happens. I also changed over cabinet knobs, but I achieved a lot. Smiley face. Tomorrow morning I'm going to see the Disney exhibition with Crystal and Jared, so that is exciting. By the grace of all the gods, but especially by the beautiful, gracious assistance of Lynn, Peter, Bailey, and Rodney and Morel, which are their friends, I now have this new second-hand step cabinet. I bought it for $50, which is a bargain. I removed the old hutch that belonged to my Dubuk mother. A Dubuk is a spirit of a deceased person that possesses a living person because they don't want to die and they want to live vicariously off the energy of the living person. So it's really kind of a psychic parasite. Feeds off the life force of that person, and it's actually kind of really awful and dangerous, really. My mother-in-law feared me feeding my baby daughter Crystal in her dead husband's chair because she was afraid that he might be a Dubuk and would invade my baby Crystal. And sometimes when she treats me badly, I look at her and wonder, are you really a Dubuk? But no, it's just the way it is, baby. Anyway, I removed the old hutch that belonged to my Dubuk mother and placed it on the verge so someone else might utilise it. And no one claimed it. I ended up smashing it up and burning it as firewood, which was, a bit of a shame because it was still usable as a nice hutch, but oh well. C'est la vie, babies. I just wanted to get rid of that old energy and bring freshness and vitality back into my life, right? As I do from time to time. Unplugged. I must have unplugged it. Eek. But I'm happy and grateful for my new acquisition, smiley face. I have washed it completely and smudged it, so it is purified and blessed by me. Here's a photo of it, and I've since polished up all the lovely brass brass handles, and yes, came up really lovely. It's amazing what you can find. If the gods want you to have something, the gods will gift it to you. I had wanted a step cupboard like that 30 years ago when I left my marriage and I couldn't afford it. And so after 30 years it came to me and only cost me $30, which is astonishing when you think about it. Now, why have I got two photos of it, of the same photo up there? That's a bit bizarre, isn't it? I'll have to fix that later. You don't need two exact same photos. That's just nuts, people. Anyway, I probably tried to post something else and got the wrong one. I mean, you know, I'm only human. 15th of January 2022 is a photo of my little shelf that I was doing up with folk art, coming along nicely there. And I was telling Jared yesterday when I rang him that I was thinking about doing paintings or doing more artwork, so that, you know, actually painting. And I said I'm pretty shit at it and I'm not a very good artist. I'm not as good as Crystal and he is. They're both very talented, very accomplished artists. And he was so sweet to me. He said, but you drew on that little shelf that painting of Beauregard and socks very well. I said, they're beautifully done. You are an artist, Tanya, and you can do it. And it just takes more practice to do other things and don't put yourself down kind of thing. And it was so lovely and inspiring because I did do a good job of those little drawers. And so, yes, I'm thinking about doing more art. But in the meantime, I'll sip my sangria. Oh, that's good. Oh, delicious. So, here we continue. 15th of January 2021. I need to trust my gut or my spirit more often. Yesterday I was riddled with anxiety and agitation before even going to the skin doctor. Every cell in my body was trying to warn me of the danger. Like a fool, I let my mind override my intuition. Bad mistake. The trouble is I've yet to find a doctor that I am safe with, apart from my psychiatrist who is a mensch and always has my back. And, you know, my new urologist who I started seeing in November last year, who seems lovely too. So that's two doctors I can trust in, right? Please God, Be'ezrat Hashem. That's how bad the medical system is in Australia at the current point in time. Just saying. Let me just sit this up so I don't have to keep holding it because I'm getting, that's it, better now. I'm a bit skewer. Wait a minute, let's just straighten up. There we go. That's better. I had my debrief with my psychiatrist today. I had sent him a copy of my status update about the skin doctor, my complaint about the skin doctor. He too was furious about the way I was treated. He said it was narcissistic and abusive. I said, whatever happened to the Hippocrates Oath? First do no harm. Yes, whatever happened to that, people? I told him he is the only doctor I have had in the 32 years, now 35. Wow. Yes, it'll be 36 years in August. 35 years of living in Queensland, who has always been decent, respectful to me. The rest were bastards. I'm talking about my former doctors. The skin doctor I see now is very respectful too. Thank God for that. Very devout Muslim man. So there you go. There are good people out in the world, but you've got to really kind of scrape through all the filth to find them, don't you? It's awful when it's doctors that you're reliant on to keep yourself alive. Anyway, my previous psychiatrist was always kind and respectful to me also. He was an elderly man, he got a bit dotty and he sent me blind and congentin for 5 days, but apart from that he always had my back, and he was indeed loving and kind. I have been in therapy with my current psychiatrist for just over 10 years, so it's 13 years now, isn't it? He says he's going to find out about a network of doctors who specialise in treating sexual abuse survivors, whom he believes will treat me with dignity. He says I need to feel safe and that I can trust my doctors. I agreed. That is absolutely vital to my continuing survival on this planet. Especially as I age and become even more vulnerable. I told him he is the only doctor I trust implicitly. He has worked hard to protect me and keep me safe. Oh, by the way, my beautiful friend Lynn's husband Peter gave me a mouse with a cord, so my laptop is functioning again because I have a functioning mouse. Oh, you don't know how relieved I am. It's incredibly how relieved I am. Thank you, Peter, and Lynn, of course, for your generosity and your friendship towards me of 35 years. It's like, wow. I continue on about my current psychiatrist. A truly good man. I'm grateful for him and the other truly good, kind, trustworthy people in my life. You are deeply precious to me. Indeed you are. Because you're as rare as hen's teeth, and if you've stuck with the Tanya after all these years and seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and the downright vicious and sadistic people that came and went from my life, then you know what it took for me to be here talking to you right now. And I honour that you honour me with your gifts of agape love and encouragement and motivation and inspiration and sweetness. To you, my darlings. Today I was unfriended by a woman who runs a crystal shop in Melbourne. Ironic. Yesterday I wanted to buy a crystal from her. Wait a minute, we lost it. Oh, here it is. To support her and her business. And when she did not have the size I require, size does matter, people, along with respect and integrity, she told me to use sandpaper. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? You can actually use sandpaper to grind down crystals, but I was asking for something at least in the vicinity of the size I wanted. Anyway, she got a bit hysterical and nasty and unfriended me, so I was like, meh. She has been on my personal page for a long time and claims to be a psychic reader and a psychologist. Another nasty fucking fraud, because someone with that level of credentials doesn't behave like that. I don't know what came over her, really. We'd been friends for quite some time on Facebook, so it really did kind of unhinge me a bit, this bad behaviour out of nowhere when I was actually trying to actually purchase something from her. Like being treated like I was some kind of creep for wanting to buy something from her. It's just odd, isn't it? So I wrote, I don't need her crystals or her lousy attitude anyway. I really don't. I can easily source one on eBay or in local shops thereby avoiding the cost of postage and her nastiness. But this is just another example of how I have actual spies on my page who sit on here like squalid toads, but actually not friends or even actually friendly. So fuck off and enjoy the fish, or however the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy ends, laughing my ass off. It was a little bit fishy, that whole freaking fiasco. Anyway, the Medicare rebate went in last night. That's interesting. The nasty little receptionist told me it would take 2 days and gave me the impression I had to go to Medicare in person. Thanks, Medicare. That is some nicety out of that horror that relates to that skin, that Colombian or South American, whatever the fuck he was, fucking creepy skin doctor, right? But Jesus. 15th of January 2019. What would Frida Kahlo have done? Viva la revolución, amigos and amigas. But no, we have to deal with these lackluster, dangerous curs. Highly credentialed, well-educated, privileged, spoilt, vicious, sadistic little curs. But life goes on, babies. Life always goes on. 15th of January 2019. I had a lovely hot day. I went to Bunnings and bought scoria and potting mix, pond blocks, and a bucket with a gift card Lynn gave me. Thanks, Lynn, smiley face. Thanks, Lynn, for your long-time friendship and your generosity. And thank you to my other earth angels for their generosity and long-time friendship too. And thank you to the gods for sustaining me for this moment of joy and peace and truest, deepest love and equilibrium and noodles and sangria. Gratitude is everything, people. It's hard to be grateful sometimes when your whole life has become an inversion and or a perversion and you're beset by evil at every turn. But always, always, always focus on the good things and the good people that are with you and who will hold your hand at the end of the day when there's nothing else left us but love. I know who you are. And I'm honoured and grateful to know you and have you in my life. Very honoured and very grateful. Oh my goodness, I needed that, but I'm now kind of just eating that. It's like, I felt exhausted from working in the sun and my legs are aching from the heat, so I went to have a wee lie down. I need to take Bobo for a walk this evening. Oh, my beautiful Beauregard. 15th of January 2018. Just saw my nephew and his beautiful family on Messenger. They arrived yesterday and are staying in Broadbeach. They are coming to visit me. It could have been today, but I made plans to go to Coochie Mudlow with Jared and Jenny. Mark's children are delightful and are keen to see my house and meet all the animals. Very cute. 15th of January 2017. Massive earache since last night. I'm taking strong paracetamol again. The ear has been grumbling for days along with the tooth pain. I get paid on Tuesday, so we'll have to go to the doctor and get more antibiotics, which I dread as the last ones made me sick. Anyway, I had a good sleep last night, lying around with my sock full of Himalayan salt to try to churn out the infection. I will heal. Determined. I have my book to write, still haven't done that. Places to go, no money to do that. People to see, life to live. But my ear says, hell no, I'm going to slow my precious right down. A temporary glitch in the matrix. I am the undeadable zombie warrior woman of love, light and truth, and I shall overcome even my own sickness. And I still have trouble in both my ears, seeping some weird kind of fluid at times and just weird. Is it the Eustachian or the Euclidean Eustachian? I think it's Eustachian tubes. Anyway, my ears are a bit kind of damaged, probably from years of dancing for hard rock bands right up next to the speakers. I've probably damaged them, but there is that. I've lived my life joyously, so I'm not complaining about that, people. But it is bad when the ears play up. They were actually playing up this morning, and I was like, oh, here we go again. And I was like, no, I'll just push through it and ignore it. And they came good for the rest of the day. So if I don't think about it, sometimes they'll settle back down. Anyway, I write, I shall overcome even my own sickness. And then I write, yeah, right. But hey, insert growl here. I do keep trying. I really do. It's astonishing, people, how powerful and intrepid I really am and how resilient. Never fuck with the Tanya, because she always bounces back. And when she bounces back, she's coming for ya. Literally, it's astonishing. So many of my enemies thought I would have crawled away and died by now. They must be really bitterly disappointed. So I'll drink to that. L'chaim, to life, my darlings. Queen of my own domain, berserker Viking queen of my own destiny, Jewish witch and psychedelic dreamer and shaman. I am indomitable, I am powerful, and I am truly, greatly loved by good, kind, noble, loyal, faithful to me, devoted, loving friends and family, and one day a love partner as well. So there is that. 15th of January 2016. I have gathered together toiletries to give to my homeless friend, shampoo and conditioners, sample packets I have accumulated, a big bottle of pomegranate shower gel, mostly smaller things so easy to carry. I was surprised as I thought I had so little, but there was a bit of a stockpile. I will ask her to give away anything she doesn't need to other homeless women. Oh gosh, where did that go? Oh goodness. Flippity gibbeted right off the screen. I feel like it's time I decluttered and put my stuff to good use. Funny thing is, I'm dead broke and will be drinking water tonight, but I feel like a millionaire being able to help out my friend who is even less fortunate than I. So the wheel of fortune turns. I love her. She deserves the best, and so do I. Today I am praying hard for prosperity, true, loyal, faithful love, and a commitment that lasts for the rest of our lives together, for healing of my trauma and depression, in short, a miracle, for all blockages, walls, and impediments to be removed that have stymied my creativity and success all my life. First, it was my family of origin that held me slave to fear, doubt, depression, oppression, suppression, that filled me with a sense of immense failure and disgust, that taught me I was worthless. Then it was in my marriage and after my divorce, an explosion of attacks on my life. Here I am, a survivor, still praying, hoping, wishing, yearning to thrive. I had a taste, I'll drink to that, to the thriving. I had a taste of glorious triumph after the wool dispute ended, and I had my small windfall of inheritance. A tiny fraction of what was supposed to come to me. Even my lawyers were shattered and horrified and cut their own fees, almost unheard of. So I had enough to buy my car and fix my teeth and buy a bed. Heroes. I too was a hero. I went out into the world to places even angels fear to tread. I was their witch, their angel, their muse, according to the gods of their understanding. I stood in my own mana, or mojo, and held my own amongst murderers, thieves, drug dealers, and princes of the night. I learned I am powerful. I counselled young women, survivors like me, that their lives are not dirty, wasted, or useless, that only their abusers taught them that, and they must fight that belief, as it is wrong. It is a mantle of death and despair that they put on, but must stand under it, naked, radiant, and clean. That one day they will throw that coat of filth to the ground and trample on it. They will put on a new cloak, the coat of many colours, the coat of psychedelic dreamers everywhere, perhaps Joseph's cloak. Their mantle will be rich and woven with love, experiences of profound joy and meaning. It may be invisible to human eyes, but it will cast a gleam of pure radiance in your own eyes. Although my eyes are glistening from the effects of the sangria, but you get my vibe, babies, don't you? It will make mortals step out of your way or grovel at your feet or love you with a love that is pleasing, nurturing, accepting. Never again will you bite down on the bitter poison that is neglect, abandonment, betrayal, and a seeping wound that is grief for a life that was robbed from you, even as a small child. You will sing or dance or play or write or jump into puddles or swim or play beautiful, joyous music or build things with your hands. Your creativity will fill your days and nights, goodness me, with happiness and satisfaction. No one will ever rob you of your joy, ever again. For to do so brings only death-like dissolution. Once you were untouchable in your gilded cage that kept you safe. Now you are untouchable in your valor, zest for life, and deep, deep love for yourself and those in need of your love and support. A lone wolf walks the paths that others may tread. Alone, beautiful, wise, fierce. She honors those brave enough to walk with her at the end, but her journey has been a lonely one. Solitude brings peace after a lifetime of ugliness. She sniffs the winds, surveys her territory. Storm coming, wildness sets her soul free. Welcome. Wild things cannot, must not be tamed, shamed, or blamed. We do or not do according to our inner guidance. We must be free. My depression and or fatigue is bad today. Just chilling, waiting for the heat to dissipate and keeping my mind calm as much as possible. 15th of January 2015. My handsome friend Jared is home from Holland. He had an amazing time. Harvey is happy to see his daddy. Jared bought me a little mirror and 2 Delft 4s for my house. Gorgeous. He bought Crystal a bag which says Amsterdam. In 3 months' time, I will be 50. I wonder what the next few months have in store as I complete my 49th cycle. It's been another intense year. I hope the next decade, if I am blessed to live so long, will be settled and serene. 'Tis true, I was born a month early, so I must be well over 50 now. Frowny face. Oh, it's cute. Although I try not to count my first 8 months gestating in that psycho mama screeching her way into imminent maternity. My mother told me my parents started violently fighting the very day they got pregnant with me. Apparently, they were very much in love before I became their afterthought. Use condoms, people. I did not sign up for being the blessing and curse of my parents' lack of planned familiarizing of the sexual kind. Ooh. Cheers, thanks a lot for the coupling, you mad bad bastards. My sister also told me I was a failed abortion, and did I regret my determination to be alive today? Well, often actually, but I'm here, not square anymore, and hell-bent on thriving for the rest of my days. Losing my original family of psychopathic narcissists, too posh to push, so they endeavoured to kill me in other ways, has been simply marvellous, darlings. Simply something to be marvelled. But I fell. 15th of January 2014. You have to laugh, but unfortunately it's all true, people. Sometimes even I get the giggles at my truth telling, but live by truth, die by truth, stand by truth. It's the only way to fly, babies. 15th of January 2014. The full moon is nigh tomorrow night, so I'm feeling lonely, bored, fractious, driven by my love-lust potentialities, but unsatiated, lol. A bit mysterious, ready to leap into the unknown, untested, and who knows, rock on Friday night for the epic howling. This wolf woman hears the call. Update 2021. Too much tested. Now, stop it. I have nothing and no one to prove. Update 2020. Eerily, I hooked up with Dave only 5 weeks later, and thus began one of my most enduring love obsessions. I would have gotten over it way earlier, except he still stalks me with his tarts occasionally, laughing my ass off. I'm so glad all that finally died its natural death, because it was fucking ridiculous, people. But I am no longer making contact. Waste of my heart, time and energy. Although we could have been in a beautiful relationship were it not for the envy and spite of my scumbag casino friends who went all out to sabotage my happiness. Still in all, he played into their spite so masterfully. So now, after 6 years of suffering, they can all fuck off. And so they did. I discovered recently how poorly they think of me. They were never friends or people who actually respected me. Horrible. But now I know I can move on with my head high. Amen, sister. High five on that. Someone out there will adore me, she says in a high-pitched squeak. Someone out there will adore me. Will you still love me when I'm 64 or 6'4", under or something like that? Will you ever love me at all? Will you ever choose me? Will you ever be my man? Is it even possible at this late stage of life to even trust in that? Only time will tell, people. I need to get free of shallow, sick, perverted people. Then my life will recalibrate and blossom again. And so it did. I often wonder what it is about me that makes these awful people so malicious and envious. I never interfered or sabotaged any of their relationships. I am always genuinely happy for my friends when they have lovers. Says more about the calibre of person I am, I guess. It is soul-destroying and heartbreaking to realise that I wasted 8 years in that scene, try 13 years, only to be constantly abused, both to my face and behind my back. But a real man, a real man would never have played into their filthy, treacherous hands. I must remember that. Bit weary today. Went with Gail, Christina and Talia to Target, then Macca's, then Cannon Hill to the pet shop and pharmacy. There's a pet shop at Cannon Hill? I don't remember that. Oh yes, there is. It's called Pet Barn. Forgot about that. Thinking about stalking Travis Fimmel on Twitter, but I don't even have a Twitter account. Those eyes, I could drown in them and breathe the air he breathes right out of his chest. Or better yet, fall asleep on his chest and wake up to his smiling oceans of soulful depths. I know, creepy, but I am only a mere Viking woman, Gail says, shield maiden Tanya, laughing out loud. My God, she's right about that. I am a shield maiden. A shield maiden trapped in contemporary society of a world gone debased and putrid, and won't be long before we'll have to resort to barbarianism to survive, people. Remember that. It's a thin slice of the wedge. Creature of the black lagoon and the stinking vagina that is not worthy of being named, and I had a lovely time listening to Woody sing and play acoustic guitar at Irish Murphy's. So any of you that know me from that scene know very well who I'm referring to, but shh, it's the truth, people. But let's have a little bit of dignity and decorum. We danced as well, a great night. Creature was happy to be out in the world again. I was worried about someone knocking her sunnies and hurting her recovering eyes, but she was okay. Now home with Miss Penny, who was delighted to have me home. 15th of January 2013. I don't even remember who this person was. 2013, January 2013. Let me think. It was after I'd already left the clubhouse. It was before Dave. Who came after the clubhouse but before Dave? I have a fair idea, but I won't be naming that entity either. I am in love with a beautiful man. Wonder if I will ever meet him again. Guess it's in the hands of Hashem. Oh, I remember now. He had the most brilliant, beautiful curly hair. I was actually in love with his hair. He wasn't too bad looking also, but he had the most amazing hair. My friend Jared always teases me that I fall in love with wigs. He's right about that. I do. I can be very attracted to a man who's got very unique, beautiful hair. There's other qualities I like in men, like beautiful eyes or a wonderful sense of humour or their devotion to me, but by the gods, a man with great hair is for some reason a turn on to me. I don't even know why. Anyway, I write here, guess it's in the hands of Hashem, and I have to keep waiting. Oh well, having fun dancing. Wish I had money so I could go out every night, but don't, so can't. So that sucks, but time will take care of all my foibles. And my beautiful Cockney English Rose, my beautiful Jewish English Cockney Rose, Cockney English Jewish Rose, Cockney English Rose Jewish friend Sylvia Shine. I'll get there eventually, people. Someday he will come along, the man I love, I'm not even sure how the melody to that song goes. But I know what she's singing. It's in there somewhere in my psyche. He will be big and strong, the man I love. Oh yeah, baby. So dream on, Tanya. Who knows what may be in store for you? Have hope. Well, Auntie Sylvia, I'm still living in hope, darling girl. So if you've got connections up there with the big guy upstairs and a few of the archangels, and pull in a few favours for me, maybe you can tweak my love life favourably for me for once in my goddamn natural life, right? Because if anyone can do it, it's you, Auntie Sylvia, and you kind of owe me big time for introducing me to my husband. So there is that. But I forgive you and love you still. Do you like how I talk to my dead friends' spirits? Well, you just got to. She's probably sitting up there laughing her ass off because she knows how cheeky I am. But she loved me a lot, that woman. She loved me deeply. She even apologised to me for introducing me to my schmuck husband, which says a lot, shows the calibre and integrity of her heart and soul, realising that she hadn't done me any actual favours in the long run. But never mind, I forgave her then and I forgive her now. Some things come down to fate, people. 15th of January 2012. Friday night, I met the most gorgeous man. My God. That's unusual when I talk about men like that, by the way. He must have been bloody something. So hoping we see each other again. I had an amazing time. My friend Heather wrote, "Great, but tread carefully," which actually I thought was quite sabotaging at the time, but she actually was correct. I needed to tread very fucking carefully indeed. And my Auntie Sylvia Shine wrote, "How's the love affair going? Fingers crossed. Give the gossip, Calypso. Do tell. Dying to hear. Good luck. Watch that tarot." Because at that time I was doing a tarot reading every day called The Love Psychic. It was hilarious. I mainly did it just to have a bit of a laugh, but it was surprising how accurate it could be at times. Anyway, she wrote, "Kiss, kiss, kiss." And I wrote back, "Laughing out loud, Sylvia. I made a premature enunciation. Haven't seen or heard from the young man again, but no matter. I may come across him again, and if not, plenty of fish in the sea, as long as I don't get dry docked, lol. In the meantime, I am still manifesting true love and prosperity. So you never know. I might hit the jackpot one day. I've also been doing some artwork this week. So I've been feeling a bit more creative, even though I am sleeping so very much. Tarot is cool, but I don't take the Facebook one too seriously, and just comment when it happens to resonate with what I'm going through at the time. Crystal has met a guy from Sydney and is talking about moving down there, so it's all happening for the Aaron's women. Laughing out loud. Kiss, 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 kiss. Sylvia replied, "Good-o, hope this is the one for her. Kiss, kiss, kiss." You can tell we're Jewish. As women, we're all like, "We're nothing without a man. We must have a man. Without a man, we can't survive. Oh, let's hope we find a nice man." And I've lived like this for 29 years, and I'm still waiting for my lovely man to make a commitment to be with me. And because I don't know who he is yet. I've got a few teasings and a few tauntings and a few notions, but nothing has landed in a concrete and real 3D reality authentic way just yet. But shh, time will tell, babies. Time will tell. Anyway, I replied, ha ha ha, Crystal now tells me she's going to continue dating men in Brisbane, which is a relief for me, but a worry for the lad in Sydney, laughing my ass off. She seems to be having fun though, and I'd prefer her to have quite a few options. Kiss, kiss, kiss. As I told my daughters, what year was that? What year was that, people? 2012. My daughter was born in 85, which made her 32, is that right? Or 22? Wait a minute. Yeah, about 22. I said to her, I don't want you to marry the first man you meet like your stupid fucking mother did at 17, right? Like a fucking idiot that I was. Well, I didn't know any better. I came from such immense abuse. So I said to her and my younger daughter, I said, I want you to practice safe sex at all times, unless you want to bring me a beautiful grandchild into the world. I said, but, play it safe, I said, but I want you to have many wonderful lovers, and out of those wonderful lovers, pick the best and kindest and most loving and loyal man to be your life partner and or husband. And unfortunately, it never manifested for my daughters either. Apparently my youngest has got a nice man, I'm told, but they're 38 and 36 now, so it's about bloody time they settled down. And my daughter Crystal, I think, is dating someone at the moment, as far as I know, and no grandchildren, and I'm very, very distressed by all of that. But I, with the best intentions in the world, didn't want them to shackle themselves to the first boyfriend they met and have a life of horror, right, like I had. So no, it went the opposite. The pendulum swung the opposite way instead, which is just beyond awful. But anyway, hopefully one day they'll find their true beloved one and settle down and live happier ever after, just like the fairy stories. Their poor fucked up mother's still hoping for that at 50, almost 59 years of age, so you never know, people, what the gods have in store for you is when you're a woman on your own. And like I said, I rejoice in my loving friends who do have my back and my front. 15th of January 2011. Saturday night cabin fever after the flood. 15th of January 2011, 11 p.m. Another busy day, although I woke up at 2 p.m. after being up very late into this morning. I woke up with my sore throat even worse, so started on another course of antibiotics, which I hope will knock it on the head, or the throat actually. Tonight I made tabbouleh from all the parsley in my garden, with mint and chives from my garden, and Jared, who has visited since this afternoon, and Crystal have cranked up my new second-hand Weber I rescued from the council collection day a month ago. And we are cooking steak. When I say we, him and Crystal were cooking steak and sausages on the Weber, as well as potatoes in foil as we speak at 11:06 p.m. It's going to be a very late dinner, lol. Oh, we don't care about that. We're free spirits. We live by the seat of our pants. We love our bohemian lifestyle. We are so hungry, but I'm enjoying Jared and Crystal practicing ukulele and playing little songs. So far, Jared has played the opening sequence of the Woolworths jingle about 100 times. Woolworths should be paying him royalties for spreading the madness of their jingle. I may never shop at Woolies again. The advertisement jingle is sandblasted Hawaiian style on my brain. In fact, if this keeps up, I may have to resort to ukulele overload violence. Guess where it's going, lol? I think I will go back into the kitchen and demand they learn and practice another song. But Jared has been practicing the Woolworths jingle by ear. Ugh. My friend Jared is an extremely talented musician. He can just play things by ear, and it's like, why am I so feckless and useless? So I probably am a little bit jealous of his talent at times, but it was a bit annoying when he kept repeating the same jingle over and over and over again about 100 times. And a former friend named Michelle wrote, "Pleased to hear you are all having fun. I have had to explain to Cliff the Woolies jingle. Now I am singing it. Woolies, the fresh viewed people, la 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 la, infectious, isn't it?" She's stirring me up because she knows I want to kill her right now because I'd already been listening to it all night. But anyway, good on you. Good on you, Michelle. On you, Michelle. Good on you, babe. Oh, you got to laugh. I don't mind really when my true friends stir me up sometimes. It's a bit comical, you know. I'll let them have it sometimes. I stir them up too. 15th of January 2010. My Auntie Sylvia Shine. Tanya, I'm so sorry about your mum. Sometimes like now, I wish I was in Gaga land. Glad you got your cat back. He's a user. After 4 years he finds he needs you. Oh well, he knows where his bread is buttered. Hope you are keeping well. I'm not so good at the moment. Who knows? Maybe it will pass. 84 is not such a nice place to be. She meant keep well. Look after yourself. All my love, Sylvia. 7 kisses. And she passed away 4 years later in 2014, I think it was. So my dear sweet Auntie Sylvia, who could swear like a sailor and had a wild fierce temple like mine, accepted all that in a Cockney accent peppered with Yiddish, was a delight. And she lived to a ripe old age, did our Sylvia. To you again, wherever you are, my darling. And his son Adrian Shine, who had a very dry sense of humour and could be a bit mean sometimes, wrote, "You are in Gaga land, Mum." And I replied, "Yeah, like all the males in my life, they take and take, then move on to greener pastures. I must admit it hurts slightly less when the cat does that. After all, cats are notorious for choosing their owners, and my Zulu always preferred the company of men to us women, the little bastard." But anyway, I'm really up and down mood-wise. It was a tough time. Oh, where did that go? It was a tough time at the end of the year, and watching Mum go into some sort of decline is not helping. Hey, Age, leave your mum alone. Maybe Gaga land is not so bad after all. Sylvia, stay in your happy place. I try to live there as much as possible, but I need major drugs to see me through. Lol, meaning pharmaceutical drugs, people, not the other fun kind. Such is life as I know it. Hasn't been an easy one, but that's the cards Hashem dealt me. I hope you feel better soon and you are just having a case of the blahs like I've had since New Year's, lol. At 84 years of age, you really inspire me. It means you can just keep going and life just keeps unfolding. So enjoy the ride and the magic that happens the magic that each day brings. Because magic happens, people, is what I meant to say. Love you heaps, and I always remember your kindness to me and the fun and laughter we shared with Gisela. Bis 120, darling. Live to 120, darling. I think you should live long enough to be a major problem to your kids, lol. I know I intend to. Anyway, that's my dry sense of humour. And as always, copyright Tanya Desiree Aarons. And with that concludes today's readings from the 15th of January 2024. And I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, having my little life review each day, because the gods won't let me die. And yes, I'm just reviewing the situation. La 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 la. Anyway, I'm trying to do Fagin, but I'm not doing it very fucking well, people. I'm reviewing the situation. Da 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 da. I must Google that and sing it to you later. You know, I'm not pissed, people. I'm just sardonic and witty and enchanting. Anyway, goodbye from Tanya Aarons at her sacred space and her Titania's realm, with love and blessings sent out to and from the Ein Sof Or, down to Malkut and back up again, in ever exponential flowing greatness and peace and joy and truest, deepest loves, people. And from the multiverses also, which is really the same thing, people, in the 10 Sephirot, cascading down to planet Earth, the I and the thou, the you and the me and the we. Oui, oui, monsieur. Je vous aime beaucoup. Okay, goodbye from now, from Sacred Space. Love you all. Bye for now.